Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Loading. In this episode, we're gonna continue with our Blender and SonicPi experiment. In this case, I will try to use Blender game engine to kind of trigger our sound generator, SonicPi right here. So I'll simplify this script a little bit. I don't think we need all this, so I'm just gonna comment it out, and I will run this script inside SonicPi. The live loop is running now. It's listening to the OSC message hello play. So I already set it up here in Blender also. And all I need to do is just hit P and then try to make a sound. So there's still like delay because I'm recording, but this is actually, if I'm not recording, this is like 10 times faster and there is no lag whatsoever. And then if we set it up this way, what's gonna happen is that with Blender game engine, things actually kind of running in more like real time, and I could kind of tap spacebar many times, and then the OSC message will come into will go into SonicPi, and then it will kind of trigger sound pretty much in real time. Currently, this is still, of course, work in progress, and I'm still thinking what's the best way to handle this, especially if I want to record the animations in Blender, or perhaps in Blender I set it up some kind of procedural motion that I want to keep it looping, but while it's looping, it's sending message into SonicPi. So SonicPi itself is currently running this very simple live loop. So it's using real time, and there's this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. It's waiting from OSC input message, and so the scenes is just just play whatever in. And currently you might see, okay, the Python script seems to be a bit long. That's because in Blender game engine, when you're tapping a button, there are actually three things happening: the sensor, and there is a key up and key down. If you try to set it up just using the Python script, it's only if you're only using this single message, it's gonna do it twice. I'm gonna show it to you. So if I'm using instead of using my script, if I'm using this play A2 and then play and then I run Blender game engine, it's actually sending the message twice or three times. So it's a bit strange if you're doing it that way. So, but if we are like using the proper script, which is this guy right here, it will send message only one time when the button is down, and then another one when the button is up. So I'll show it to you again. So that's one. If I release, it's gonna make that beep sound. So pluck and then release. So just now it's a bit slowing down, but you can see the message here as well. So I will tap P to start Blender game engine. So I tap the button, I hold it, and I release. It's gonna create that sound. Hold down, it should send a message to SonicPi, and release. That's actually should be real time. If I'm not recording, it's gonna be real time. And I actually set up another button key press. Key, instead of just space, I have this key G. So I have another key I already set up to make another sound. So that's another two sound. Yeah, if you want to see the whole script, it's looking something like this. This is actually something that I grabbed from internet somewhere, a Blender website about Blender game engine, and this actually explain why if you are like tapping a button and you get like twice kind of a comment being run, this will fix that issue. So here I have already set it up. So I can still change a lot of things here, like the sound, for example. I can make it different sound, like square, for example. So I run the game engine again. See, that's square. That's TB303. Currently, I'm setting it up so it's making like a random sound every time I pressed it. So this actually much more interesting if I'm doing it in real time. So maybe I should do that again. So yeah, I guess this is actually kind of a possible workflow, even though like interactively doing it, like using Blender game engine, is a bit uncommon if unless let's say if you want to do some kind of performance and then you kind of like playing the instruments, and this is one way to do it. But if you want to just do some kind of animations or trigger animation based on a MIDI sound, you can kind of doing the reverse, set it up everything in Ruby, or you can also do it like convert the MIDI into something that's Blender understand, and then convert it into some kind of like a procedural beats that's ready to be played, and then sending the output of that into SonicPi. So it's again the play of animation or visual and music using, and you hook them up all together using codes or using nodes. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to demonstrate here. So yeah, let me know what you think. I think this is interesting, and you should try this if you are interested into this kind of thing. And you got all the tools. Any computer can run SonicPi and Blender. So you actually have very powerful tools right there. So yeah, let me know. And thanks again for tuning in.